He took hold of a straight-back chair and moved it slowly and steadily into the hall near the front door and climbed up on it and stood for a moment, like a statue on a pedestal. Then he reached up and pulled back the grill of the air conditioning system, and reached far back inside to the right and moved still another sliding sheet of metal and took out a book. Without looking at it, he dropped it to the floor. He put his hand back up and took out 2 books and moved his hand down and dropped the 2 books to the floor. He kept moving his hand and dropping books, small ones, fairly large ones, yellow, red, green ones. When he was done, he looked down upon some 20 books lying at his wife's feet. "I'm sorry," he said. "I didn't really think, but now it looks as if we're in this together." Montag lay back against the wall and then slowly sank into a crouching position and began to nudge the books, bewilderedly, with his thumb, his forefinger. He was shivering, and he wanted above all to shove the books up through the ventilator again, but he knew he could not face Beatty again. "Let's see what this is," said Montag. He spoke the words haltingly and with a terrible self-consciousness. He read a dozen pages here or there, and at last came to this. "It is computed that 11,000 persons have several times suffered death rather than submit to break their eggs at the smaller end." Mildred sat across the hall from him. "What does it mean? It doesn't mean anything. The captain was right." "Here now," said Montag. "We'll start over again, at the beginning." They read the long afternoon through, while the cold November rain fell from the sky upon the quiet house. The parlor was dead, and Mildred kept peering in at it with a blank expression as Montag paced the floor, and came back and squatted down and read a page as many as 10 times aloud. "We cannot tell the precise moment when friendship is formed. As in filling a vessel drop by drop, there is at last a drop that makes it run over. So in a series of kindnesses, there is at last one that makes the heart run over." Montag sat listening to the rain. "Is that what it was, the girl next door? I've tried so hard to figure." "She's dead. Let's talk about someone alive, for goodness sake." He opened another book. "That favorite subject, myself." He squinted at the wall. That favorite subject, myself. But Clarice's favorite subject wasn't herself. It was everyone else, and me. She was the first person in a good many years I've really liked. She was the first person I can remember who looked straight at me as if I counted. Montag walked to the kitchen and threw the book down. "Montag," he said, "you're really stupid. Where do we go from here?"